Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen, amma ba'd. Huh? What happened there? Let's start again. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen, amma ba'd. His is better than yours. Year 1 is better than year 4. Astaghfirullah. Hadith number 38. MashaAllah, we're nearly in 42 now.
But I already bookmarked.
So now what we're going to do, we're going to have an exam at the end of it.
No!
Yes. And if you... Shush.
No.
And if you do well, I'll get you...
Robot.
No, not a robot. If you do well, I'll get you...
Lego.
No, not Lego. If you do well, I'll get you a 1p chocolate. Only joking. Only joking. Let's get this done now. Come on, 38. Bismillah, on the authority.
And the authority of Abu
Hurairah. Radiallahu an.
Who said, the Messenger of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said...
Okay, pause. Sorry, Sallam. This hadith is about how to become Allah's friend. Does Allah have friends?
Yeah.
Yes. Whoever says La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, he's the friend of Allah. Whoever's got Tawheed, whoever's got Iman, whoever believes in Allah and the Prophet ﷺ, and the angels and the books and the messengers and the last day and the Qadr, then he is a friend of Allah. What happens if you're the friend of Allah? We will see. The Prophet ﷺ is going to explain to us. Whoever. Wait, one minute. Indeed, yeah.
Indeed, Allah the Exalted said...
Okay, pause there. That's a hadith Qudsi. What's a hadith Qudsi?
Allah said it.
But the Prophet ﷺ's words.
Yeah.
Whoever
shows in my...
Okay, enmity. Enmity means hatred. Whoever hates
to a wali...
of mine.
Devotee of mine, then I have declared war against
Okay,
him.
pause. Whoever is a friend of mine who says La ilaha illallah, and then somebody is rude to that person, somebody hates that person, somebody wants to fight that person, somebody wants to do something wrong to that person, somebody wants to bully that person, somebody wants to mess that person up, anything like that, anything bad towards that person who is a friend of Allah.
Hates him.
No, it's not the Prophet. Who's speaking? Allah speaking, because Allah is the one who said
Allah
it.
hates the bad guy.
No, not Allah hates him. What does it say? I have declared war against him. So now, if you do bad, wait, let's say that again. If somebody does something bad against one of Allah's friends, Allah will be at war with that person. What that means is that Allah is going to be angry with them.
With his correction.
Yeah, because if they do bad deeds, if you do good deeds, you get rewarded. If you do bad deeds, what happens? You don't get good deeds. Yeah, you don't get rewarded. Right. You could get punished. My slave
does not draw close to me by anything more beloved to me than what religious duties I have made obligatory upon him.
Well done. Good, nice reading. Right. How can you get close to Allah? How can you become a friend of Allah? Firstly, you need to have Tawheed. And then you need to do what is wajib. What is wajib?
Halal.
More than halal. Can you give me an example of something which you have to and have to do? You have to do. Pray salah 5 times a day. Anything else?
Quran.
Reading Quran kind of is wajib. It's not really wajib, but it is kind of wajib, yes.
Yeah, because sometimes we take like literally a day off.
Every now and then, very rarely, but it's okay. Okay, let's just leave it at that. Let's just say it is wajib, okay? Even though technically it's not. But what we do know, guys, there's too much talking. What we do know is that there are certain things in the Quran that we must do. For example, every day you must do. Can you think of things that you must do every single day? I'm pointing at my ear. Here what?
Here good deeds.
If your dad tells you to do something, if your mum tells you to do something, if your teacher tells you to do something, have you got a choice? You got a choice?
No.
You must do it. Islamically, you have got a choice in your body. You can be rude or not rude. It's up to you. But if you're rude, you're going to get detention. You're going to get punished. But if you're good, what's going to happen? Allah's going to love you. You're going to get good deeds. You're going to learn. You might even get presents. You might even get people being happy with you. You get to even do more good deeds. You're able to help other people. You're able to advise other people.
And you might even go to them.
How many good deeds will come from that one good deed? So now, every single day, all of us, males and females, adults and children, have things which are wajib. When a person does what is wajib, which are the things that it says here obligatory, the things that you have to and have to do, those are the things that if you do that, you will become a friend of Allah. But then, next, and my slave.
And my slave remains drawing closer to me with the optional deeds until I love him.
Okay.
He's building more castles.
Yeah, we understand that. The people watching this won't understand that. But yes, they are building more castles. The more good deeds you do, the more castles that you make. And in another time. But I will explain it in a rough way. The more good deeds that you do, the more castles that you are making in Jannah. Okay? So you can have one big castle by doing all your wajib. Maybe you've got 10 big castles by doing your wajib. But Allah is saying here, look, you become a closer friend of Allah the more you get closer, the more you do good deeds. Okay. Okay. 1 second. I've got, exactly, 1 second. Both of you got a good friend. Who's your best friend? Don't say his name. Have you got a best friend? Yes. Have you got a best friend, Sona? Yes. Okay, don't say his name. Just leave it in the head. Why is that person your best friend?
Because he jumps on the bed with me a lot.
Okay, so he's nice with you. He plays with you.
At school.
That's sad. Anyway, go on. He's funny. So he makes you laugh. He makes you feel nice. Does he help you with stuff?
Sometimes.
Okay, so sometimes your best friend...
He does it for some reason. He doesn't become my friend.
Okay, forget that. So every day he makes you laugh. Every day he plays with you. He makes you feel good. Allah has the higher example. Okay? If you want to be friends with Allah, you have to listen. Just like you want people to listen to you. Just like how you want that friend to be nice to you. In order for you to get closer to Allah, you have to do more good deeds. Now that doesn't mean that you have to sit there praying Quran all day, reciting surahs all day.
You can take some breaks.
You do that and you have breaks.
Good to do it though.
And you do your schooling, that is good as well. And you can play as well. But when it's time to pray, you do that. You pray.
Yeah.
And when it's time to play, you play. You play nicely with each other. All of that, Allah loves that. That is actually getting closer to Allah. Now, this is important because this is something that you need to learn as well, Saleh. Is that some things, this is called wajib. Anything that you have to do is called wajib. Anything which is optional is called sunnah. So we tell you, pray your sunnahs. These are optional. Sometimes some people call it nafil. Nafil, okay? But this is the same thing.
Some people at school, they think that you should do
Nafil.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, one sunnah and
one.
Two.
So they'll pray 2 sunnah then 2 nafil, right? Yeah. So this is the thing. But here in this hadith.
And 2 sunnah.
Yeah, but what we're saying here is that there's 2 levels. One level is that there's certain things that you must do. And there's another level which is certain things that you can do. And the more you do that, the more rewards you will get and the closer you will get to Allah. Right? So there's 2 levels. What's the first level? Wajib. What does wajib mean? Things that you have a choice in doing, yeah? You can do, you don't have to do. Is that what is wajib? What's wajib? The things that you must do. What sunnah nafil? Is that things that you must do or is it?
Things that when you're like 7 you have to do it.
You got a choice in. So there's 2 levels. The more a person does, if a person does this, he becomes a friend of Allah, automatic. But the more a person does this, he gets closer to Allah.
Catching, you have to do it in the middle.
All right, okay. So now you've put that there so that you can understand. Right. What happens when you become a friend of Allah? Let's read. And when I love him.
And when I love him, I am hearing.
I am his hearing.
I am his hearing, which he hears. His seeing, which he his hands which he strikes, and his foot which he walks.
Okay, good. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. So now your hearing will be for Allah. Your seeing will be for Allah. Your actions with your hand will be for Allah. And your feet in the places that you go will be for Allah. What does that mean, it will be for Allah?
Like you're listening to Allah's command.
Excellent, well
so
done.
Allah puts the order in your brain. The brain orders your body to do it. So basically,
Yeah, but
like in secondary command.
Kind of, right, but it's your choice, isn't it? Allah doesn't force you. Allah doesn't force you to do good deeds or bad deeds. It is entirely up to you, okay? But the more good deeds you do, you will then use your hearing for things which only Allah likes. You will then use your seeing for only things which Allah likes. You will use your hands with only things Allah likes.
If you were to ask me for something, I would surely give him, and if he were to seek refuge in me, I would surely grant him refuge.
Why are you talking like that? Sit properly. Right. So now, when you become a friend of Allah, Allah will protect you. These are supposed to be shields. But what do friends do for each other? If you ask your friend for something...
I thought you were supposed to write.
1 second. If you ask your friend for something and he doesn't give it to you back, is he a good friend or a bad friend? Bad friend. If you ask your friend, oh, can you help me with something and stop something bad from happening to me? And if he's able to help you, he doesn't help you. Is that a good friend or a bad friend?
Bad friend.
Allah is a bigger example. He is the best of all friends. When you become friends with Allah, when you ask him for something, that's supposed to say dua.
No.
When you ask him for something,
You forgot the A.
you got rubbed out. When you ask him for something, he will give it to you because he's your friend. And when you ask for protection, he will protect you from it. He will help you because he's your friend. So this hadith, as you can see, is a very amazing hadith because here we need to become friends with Allah, but you can stop it, Saleh. You can only do that when we do the things that Allah has told us to do. Stay away from haram, do the things that your parents tell you to do, right? And then if there are any other things that you feel that you can do to get better and closer to Allah without even your parents asking, then just do it. If you know it's a good deed, just do it.
It's better.
And then you will find yourself changing in the way that you hear things, the way that you look at things, the way that you move your hands and use your hands, and the way that you walk to places and go to places. You will become a better person because now you become a friend of Allah. And you just want to do good deeds and not bad deeds. And when you need Allah the most, He'll be with you. And when you need protecting, Allah will protect you. Why? Because this hadith explains who are the friends of Allah. Oh Allah, help us to become your friend. Say Ameen. Oh Allah, help us to become your friend. Ameen. Oh Allah, help us to become your friend. Oh Allah, help us to do that which is wajib. Oh Allah, help us to increase in our sunnah. Oh Allah, help us in our hearing and in our eyesight, in our actions and the places that we go. Oh Allah, make us of those people that when they make dua, you accept it. And oh Allah, make us of those people that seek refuge in you and protection from you, that you give them protection. This is Hadith 38. Tomorrow, inshallah, Hadith 39, or next week for the people that are listening. And like I was saying before, it's not a joke. Even the parents at home should be doing this. At the end, maybe test the children. And if they do well,
You can
reward them. We reward them with something nice, inshallah. هذا والله أعلم وصلى اللهم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.